I'm going to show you plaintiff's exhibit 164, which the parties have stipulated may be admitted. This is a January 31st, 2000 email from you to Elon Musk copying others. On the second page, you told Elon, under the heading moral high ground, our best tool is the moral high ground. To retain this, we must try our best to remain a non-profit. You said that to him, right?
There was a slight edit in there, but otherwise, yes.
Okay, and you said AI is going to shake up the fabric of society, and our fiduciary duty should be to humanity, right?
Yes.
So you knew that it would be wrong to tell Elon that you were committed to the nonprofit if that wasn't true, right?
I'm not sure that I have such a connection.
You're not sure what? Excuse me.
I'm not sure that I have such a connection.
It directs you back to Exhibit 161. And this is your journal entry of November 6th of 2017. On page 3, you wrote, we can make that larger, please. Oh, there we go. Cannot say that we are committed to the nonprofit. Don't want to say that we're committed. If 3 months later we're doing a B Corp, then it was a lie. You wrote that, right?
Yes.
On page 4 of your journal entry, you wrote, can't see us turning this into a for-profit without a very nasty fight, right?
Yes.
And that fight would be with Elon, right?
Yes.
Because he wanted to retain the nonprofit, right?
No.
You were worried that he would kick you out of your office, right?
If we said no to his terms, yes.
You wrote, can we go down, please? His story, can we highlight the last 2 lines, please? His story will correctly be that we weren't honest with him in the end about still wanting to do the for-profit just without him. And the him you're referring to there again is Elon Musk, right?
Yes.
But you weren't honest with Elon Musk when you told him that you wanted OpenAI to remain a nonprofit, were you?
We were absolutely honest with Elon, and we never said what you just said.
What you really wanted was to be a billionaire, right?
Solving for the mission. That was always my primary. Solving for the mission, always been my primary motivation, remains so today.
You just happen to be $30 billion richer.
Sorry, was that a question?
Yes.
Secondary motivation certainly is compensation, but it's not the primary motivation.
You've been plotting for a while at the time that you were having these conversations with Elon about how you were going to use OpenAI to become a billionaire, weren't you?
I disagree with that characterization.
I'm going to show you plaintiff's exhibit 163, which the parties have stipulated may be admitted. May I proceed, Your Honor? On the first page, you wrote, okay, so the thing to think through is what path we really want to take. It would be nice to be making the billions and to have a concrete technical problem we can go and solve and all that. Through your words, right?
I wrote those words.
And then there's a redaction there. I mean, redaction meaning that they took some words out. And you wrote, we've been thinking that maybe we should just flip to a for-profit. Making money for us sounds great and all, right?
I wrote those words.
Okay. And those words were written just 6 days after the journal entry where you told Elon you wanted to continue to fundraise for the nonprofit.
Indeed. There's a lot of context here.
If we could put up plaintiff's exhibit 161. You told Elon just 6 days earlier. The meeting was simple. we said that we want to get more results in the nonprofit. May we highlight that, please? And to fundraise there. But just 6 days later, you're writing in your journal, we've been thinking about maybe we should just flip it for a for-profit. Making money for us sounds great and all, right?
It's an expression of frustration, not a plan.
Frustration up. How many times did you rehearse that?
I'm not sure I understand.
Sure, the phrase that you just used, there was an expression of frustration and not a plan. Had you rehearsed that phrase before you came to court today?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
Anybody write it down and tell you this is a good one you should use?
Nope.
For some time, you've been thinking you wanted to get out from under Elon, right?
Once again, sounds like a quote from the journal, so it'd be nice to see it in context.
No, that's not my question. My question is, for some time, you had been thinking that you wanted to get out from under Elon, didn't you? Weren't you?
I really don't think I would say that.
Okay, I'm going to show you Exhibit 151, which the parties have stipulated may be admitted. May I proceed, Your Honor? This is an August 21st, 2000 entry, August 21st, 2017 entry from your journal. So back in August of 2017, you wrote in your journal, we can, this is the only chance. Can we highlight that, please? And this is the only chance we have to get out from Elon. Is he the quote, glorious, close quote, leader that I would pick? We truly have a chance to make this happen. Financially, will take me to $1 billion. This is back in August of 2017, sir, isn't it?
It is.
And that was written while you were supposedly trying to figure out how to fund this nonprofit with a mission of developing safe open source AI for the benefit of humanity and from whom no individual would personally gain, correct?
This is when we were discussing creating a for-profit with Elon, or he was going to go quit, start his own, and then we would, I guess, create our own independent of him.
You had OpenAI, the nonprofit, you had a fiduciary duty to it, didn't you?
Yes,
In fact, you thought you had a fiduciary duty to humanity, didn't you?
still do.
And notwithstanding that fiduciary duty, rather than consider how to develop funding for the nonprofit, which needed it, you're worried about what would take me to 1 billion, right?
I disagree with your characterization.
Aren't they financially what will take me to 1 billion?
There's more to your question, though.
No, my question is very simple. My question is, while you were supposedly solving to fund this nonprofit, which you are telling the world is there to develop safe AI on an open source basis, no one's going to profit, and it's for the benefit of humanity. You're worried about financially what will take me to 1 billion. That's my question.
Object to the point. Oh,
We were solving for the mission. We'd all agreed we need to create a for-profit. There was a fork in the road. Do we accept Elon's terms? We all agreed we would create a for-profit. Fork in the road. Do we accept Elon's terms, or do we reject the terms? He quits to create his own, and then we create our own. And so my thought process was, if I can reach $1 billion, I feel I'm good. I wouldn't care about A versus B. So it wasn't about the mission. It wasn't about the creation of a for-profit. Those we already decided this was the path. It was the specific instantiation of a for-profit and which one I would choose.
Yeah, I'm just trying to answer. When you
oh, go ahead.
when you say if you reached 1 billion, you'd be good. Apparently you weren't, because you eventually wound up with 30 billion, right? Right?
Go ahead, answer.
I think my point was I wouldn't be thinking about solving for that as I think I'd be happy with either of those routes from a pure financial perspective.
1 billion or 30 billion?
I mean, there's certainly a difference between the two, but my point is that we had a fork in the road. I was thinking about, this is really about almost taking a new job, right? It's a signing up for a company. It's thinking about like, which of these routes do you want to take? And that was the sort of narrow focus of this particular passage.
Why not take that 29 billion, more than the billion that you said you'd be good with, and donate it to OpenAI, the charity, the nonprofit?
My statement was not about that. And
No, but my question is, why didn't you do that?
well, it's interesting. I think at this time, we all spent a lot of time talking about these things. For example, Elon said he wanted $80 billion to start a city
My
on Mars.
question, sir, my question to you is, why didn't you take the $29 billion? You said you were good with $1 billion. Why didn't you take the $29 billion and donate it to the nonprofit that you had a fiduciary duty to for the good of humanity? Why didn't you do that?
So 2 answers, if I may. Thank
Go
you.
right ahead. I mean, it's my question. I mean, it's a big question, really. Why
It
wouldn't
is.
you?
It is absolutely.
Why wouldn't you do that?
Number one, if you look at what we've accomplished, that currently the OpenAI Foundation, the nonprofit, has over $150 billion
No,
worth.
you had a ruling on this issue.
Overruled.
Okay,
$150 billion worth of OpenAI equity value.
okay.
And that's something that we have built through hard blood, sweat, and tears, like through just all this time since Elon has left. That's what we have built. And so that is my number one answer.
Okay. But that doesn't answer why you didn't take the $29 billion more than the billion you said you would be good with and donate that to the charity, to OpenAI, the nonprofit. Why didn't you donate the money? You needed more money than the billion that you would be good with?
My second answer is that when I say the billion, that was really about picking between these 2 roads. That I felt like one of the important things here is not just, okay, we're signed up for the mission. That's the most important thing. There's 2 routes to do it. Which one will I actually be happy with? Which one will I feel like, man, like this is something that I'm enthusiastic to get out of bed and actually do the work every single day? And it's hard, right? It's not an easy thing. And that's my statement. My statement is, yeah, exactly what I just said.
I'm clear. It takes $30 billion to get you out of bed in the morning, but $1 billion doesn't get you out of bed in the morning. Is that what you're saying?
That is not what I'm saying.
Why didn't you take the $29 billion over the billion that you said you were good with and donate it to the charity that you had a fiduciary duty? You're the board of the charity, fiduciary duty. Why didn't you do that?
My statement is the same as before.
You wouldn't have had the money in the for-profit if you didn't take the assets from the nonprofit, right?
Objection. Overruled. He hasn't really answered the question.
No, I disagree with that statement. May I explain?
You took the assets from the nonprofit, the charity. You moved them into the for-profit to create this money-making machine that resulted in you having $30 billion.
So what we did,
Don't you think you could have taken?
No, you asked a question.
so what we did, nonprofit had taken, I think Lifetime's taken less than $150 million worth of donations. It had some IP. We created a new company, a new for-profit entity, and that actually had a valuation for these assets. So there was a contribution of the IP, basically a selling of the IP to this for-profit. So that's how the nonprofit got its stake, right? That's $150 billion today. 150 million of investment, or excuse me, donation. Sorry, $150 million worth of donation, a little less, Lifetime to the nonprofit. $150 billion worth of equity value in there. And then all this is built on more than, I think actually about $150 billion worth of cash investment, $150 billion worth of investment to this for-profit and the hard work of the team. And so that is what we did.
If you had given 29 billion because you were good with $1 billion, they would have had $179 billion, right?
I mean, the math works, the same, yes.
Kind of like the guy that robs a bank and says, you know, I only took $1 million. They still got $100 million in the bank, so there's no big deal, right?
This, so not an appropriate question. It's argumentative.
You never even gave the $100,000 that you told people you were going to give, did you?
Again, do I have an opportunity to explain?
No, my question is very simple. You told people you were going to give 100,000. You never even gave $100,000, let alone $29 billion.
I offered and still would do it today.
Oh, you offered? It won't take your money? Is that what it is?
So I actually asked Sam right as we got started that, hey, so how do I actually donate this? He said he'd let me know when the time was.
He hasn't let you know yet.
He has not.
Do you think the two of you might get together after the hearing today? And he could ask you?
Argumentative.
All right.
Next question.
Do you think as you sit here today that maybe, given that you're good with $1 billion, you ought to give the $29 billion back to the charity?
I don't think of it like that.
You don't think of it like that? So the answer is no?
I would say that's not how I think about it.
That's not my question, it's about how you think about it. It's pretty simple. Do you think you should give the $29 billion that exceeds the billion that you're good with to OpenAI, the charity, which enabled you to get that money in the first place?
There are assumptions baked into that question.
Yes, there are.
So I'm uncertain how to answer it.
Well, it's kind of yes or no. Either you ought to give money or you shouldn't. I mean, do you have a sense of right and wrong?
Oh, I absolutely do.
Okay, and you think it's right for you to keep money that was created through this charity when you have a fiduciary duty to the charity and have a fiduciary duty to develop safe AI on an open source basis for the good of humanity, where no one individual is to profit by it?
But there's just a deep mischaracterization of how this all works and what we've been doing, right? That we created a for-profit entity. The nonprofit has this huge stake. We kept the nonprofit in control, and we do the work to build a company. Like those are the facts.
Those are the facts.
Yes.
You took the employees. There's no employees in the nonprofit now, are there?
There are employees.
They're part-time employees, right?
No, there's full-time employees.
The corporate representative of OpenAI testified in the fall in his deposition that there were no full-time employees at OpenAI, the nonprofit, at that time, right?
That is true.
And then since this lawsuit's been going on, you have hired some employees to make it look like you were doing something, didn't you?
Oh,
To actually do something.
Or to actually do something, you had to be sued to do something, right?
No, I disagree. I mean, we've really been focused on the mission this whole time. I think we've made so much more progress towards that mission than I think
The mission,
many people believe.
the mission being what would get you to the billions, or the mission being OpenAI developing safe AI on an open source basis where no one is to profit for the benefit of humanity? Which mission is it?
To ensure that artificial general intelligence benefits all of humanity.
No, what time did we break?
we break at 11:50.
11:50.